The time has come. New Ninjago set season is once again upon us. And before I start, I just want to say, in recent years, LEGO's been experimenting with how they distribute their sets for Ninjago throughout the year. And what I mean by that is we've been very used to just getting a January wave at the start of the year and a June wave in the middle of the year, and that's it for the entire year. But in recent years, they've experimented with doing a smaller January wave and a smaller March wave, and then following it up with their big June wave. Or, you know, the August wave if you live in the US specifically. I think this new way of distributing Ninjago set releases over the year is really good actually. You could argue it's drip feeding, but I think the individual January and March waves have enough to offer on both ends, at least this year, to where I'm okay with it. It gives me more time of the year where I can be excited about new Ninjago content, and that's always a good thing in my eyes. So yeah, this new way of splitting the year's Ninjago sets up, I'm a big fan of it. Now, as for the actual contents of this wave itself, I'm a bit mixed on it. There's some stuff here I really like, and there's some stuff here I don't really like so much, so I wanted to make this video kind of discussing my thoughts on the March wave for 2024. Starting with Young Dragon Rayu. Coming in at $15.99, I think this is a pretty good set. If there's any set in the wave I'm most likely to pick up, it's this, because it's small and it's cheap. And while I do really like big Ninjago sets, I just don't really have the room for them anymore nowadays, so sets like this are always really appealing to me. Now, my big issue with this set is that Arin and Sora still have their Dragon's Rising Season 1 suits. All of the other ninja get these beautiful, intricately designed climber suits right after they get their really high quality mech suits, while these two are still stuck reusing their Season 1 suits. It's really disappointing to see, but I plan on dedicating a whole separate rant video to this, so let's move on from the topic for now. Sora's hairpiece is a really good thing to have. This is something I've been wanting since basically the start of Dragon's Rising, and it's good that we finally get to use a Sora hairpiece that's not May's hairpiece from Monkey Kid recolored into pink. I can understand why people are upset about the piece not being as accurate to the show as it could be, but I think, especially with this angle, it looks really good. They've definitely made some compromises here, but it gets the idea across well enough, and it looks like a quality piece. So I'm happy with what we've got here. Also, the Rayu build here is just really nice. It's nothing like too amazing, but it's good. It feels like it'd be the right scale for Rayu, especially with that teenage design for him we see in the show. It fits one minifigure well enough, two minifigures even. With the studs there. I like his bladed tail, and this is just like a nice little dragon design. I'm a big fan of it. Also, it's always good to get another one of these wolf guys. I think these are really cool villain designs, so I am happy to get more of these. So yeah, for $16, this is probably the set I would buy out of this wave if I'm going to buy any. I think it's a quality enough set, even if all of the minifigures are reused. The next set we have here, which retails for a full $50, is Arin's Ninja Off-Road Buggy Car. Absolute mouthful of a name there, by the way. First of all, I just want to say, I think using the dark blue as a part of Arin's color scheme is really cool. It fits in well with his urban design from Season 1 with the jeans, and Keat Orange and Dark Blue is just a really nice looking color scheme. My main issue with this set lies in the fact that just like, look at this and then tell me with a straight face this is worth $50. This is like a $35 set. Even if it's a bit high of a price still, I could accept this being $40, but $50? $50 for a set this size is a hard enough sell on its own, but also it just kind of isn't very good. Like, the build on its own is very lackluster and not particularly high quality, especially when you compare it to something like the Rock Roader from Day of the Departed. This just feels like a very incomplete and bare bones build. But what really seals this set's fate for me is that outside of Climber Cole, all of these minifigures are reused. So for $50, you're essentially getting one new minifigure and a really lackluster bare bones buggy build. Which, I'm fine with minifigure reuse, by the way. I don't think every minifigure has to be a super hard to obtain exclusive. But if the selling point of your set isn't going to be a compelling line of exclusive minifigures, you have to do a good build. And this set fails on both fronts. I love Arin and Sora as characters. I always try and buy all their sets I can to show LEGO that there is a market for these characters. But I think I'm going to have to pass on this one. This is a very hard sell. Thankfully, I feel a lot more positively about the next set we have here, Kai's Climber Mech. This set retails at $70, which I think is a bit much for a set this size, I'll be honest with you. But unlike the Arin buggy we just looked at the very least, I can look at this and say that this is a quality Ninjago set. I can certainly think it's a bit pricey, but that's just kind of a reality of buying LEGO nowadays. At the very least, this is a good set. There's a good line of new minifigures with the new Wildfire suit, the Climber Kai and Jay minifigures, and for those who missed Kai's Elemental Fire mech, another opportunity to get the Jordana minifigure from the January wave. I think this is definitely a quality Ninjago set with plenty to offer. My issues with this set are just rooted in the fact that this one is $70, And this one is $30. LEGO, why do you do this to us? I think if this set was priced at $50, it would be a much better sell. But as is, it's a good set, but it's way too overpriced for me to consider. I might pick it up if I see it discounted, but beyond that, I'm passing on this one. I just really hope we don't see any more painfully overpriced sets in this wave.
Oh my god!
This set costs a full $120. Oh my god. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a beautiful, intricately designed set that, despite the insane price, part of me is still considering picking up. I love Ninjago location sets, and this might be one of the best and most detailed location sets we've ever received. It's good, but I'm not sure if it's $120 good. This set is comprised of mostly reused minifigures, some from Dragon's Rising Season 1, some from the January wave we just got. But I don't really find the minifigure reuse too egregious, even if this set is stupidly expensive, because look at that build, that is beautiful. The new Euphrasia minifigure looks very good. I'm happy to have a side character like this in minifigure form now, as opposed to like 10 years down the line when she's long obsolete in the plot. And I like the new Wu minifigure. I don't really see the point of this minifigure existing because it looks incredibly similar to his core outfit. So I feel like that budget could have been better spent like not making a basically identical minifigure. But when you look at it in HD close up enough, it is in fact a different minifigure, and it does look good, even if I don't see the point in it existing at all. This set comes in at 1,012 pieces, so in theory, it is worth the price. Like, I can see it's a very dense build that has had a lot of care put into it, definitely more so than your average Ninjago location build. But price per part ratio isn't the only thing you gotta factor in when deciding a set is worth your money. For a lot of people, the factor of whether a set is worth it or not isn't how many pieces are in there. The factor is how those pieces are used. For example, when you compare this to, say, the Skull Sorcerer's Dungeons, which is cheaper by the set than $20, I think you can get a good picture of what I mean. This is a much bigger set with more minifigures that are original to this set in particular, and it is cheaper. Also, this set has 1,171 pieces, as opposed to the Dragon Shrine's 1,212. Yeah, I feel like for most people, this set is more substantial and offers more for your money than the Dragon Shrine. I think it's in large part to this set just kind of using pieces better and being bigger. When most people spend a lot of money on LEGO, they want a big, sizable build. Most people are going to look at this and go, $120 for this tiny build? That just doesn't seem worth it at all. As a last comparison to another set here, the Legacy Bounty is only $10 more than this set. Do these sets look like they should have a price difference of $10? I think this is a great set, but I'd be very hard pressed to answer yes to that question. Overpricing the sets has been a pretty big problem with this whole March wave, and I hope in future LEGO is able to not do that so much. The final set we have here, coming in at $110, is the Shadow Dojo. Now, something I find really funny about this set is that the giant blood moon at the top of it blocks the Ninjago logo on the box. I'm not sure we've ever had a build this tall that it's blocked the Ninjago logo this majorly in a set box. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I can't recall something like this ever happening before, and I think it's really funny. But yeah, I think this is a pretty decent set. It's not the best of these $110 sets we've ever received before, but I think it is definitely a quality Ninjago set. I think the roof detailing on the Shadow Dojo is really cool. I love the wolf face on the front of it. We have a really good minifigure selection here with basically every major villain from Season 2 of Dragon's Rising, with Lord Raz, Cinder, Jordana, and an extra wolf grunt. And we get half of the climber suit line in this set, getting the suits for Kai, Lloyd, Nia, and Zane. This is a pretty good value for money set. I think if you buy this set, you will not be disappointed with it. I'm on the fence about buying this one. I might if I decide I have room for it, but at the minute, I am not sure if I do. So we're gonna have to wait and see if I buy it. So yeah, my overall thoughts on this wave is that it's okay. I think the main problem it suffers from is definitely the fact that some of these sets are way too expensive. The main thing that has me interested in this wave are the new Climber Suit minifigures and Wildfire's new minifigure, which I'll probably be bricklinking. I think they're cool minifigures, but I don't think they're cool enough to drop a bunch of money on some really expensive Ninjago sets. So, at least for my use case and the fact that I barely have any space for LEGO these days, I'm probably just going to end up bricklinking most of the new minifigures. My other issue with this wave is that Arin and Sora need new suits. I'd be fine with Arin and Sora sticking to their Season 1 Dragon's Rising suits if the rest of the ninja also did that, but the rest of the ninja are getting these beautiful, intricately designed new suits, whilst Arin and Sora get nothing. And I think that continuing to happen after the January wave is really disappointing. But there's definitely some cool sets here. I'm excited to finally get Sora's hairpiece, and I think that Shadow Dojo set is really cool looking. And even if I think the Dragon's Shrine set is super overpriced, against my better judgment, part of me really wants that set. If I have a comment question for today though, what do you all think of these sets? Are you a big fan of them? Are you indifferent on them? I want to hear your guys' opinions on these. As always, a huge thank you to my channel members for financially supporting the channel. It's so generous of you guys to do that, and it genuinely means so much to me. And a massive thank you to everyone for watching this video all the way through. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative, and as always, I will see you in the next one. Goodbye for now.